Good morning, friends. Okay, so today we're continuing to work on our Wayne Thiebaud pop art drawing. I want to talk about the words of the day, the artsy words of the day. So the artsy words of the day are pop art, Wayne Thiebaud value scale, which includes a highlight, a midtone, and a core shadow, an overlap, and ellipse. We will be working with all of these artsy words today, and I'm hoping that you understand by the end of this project what they are. Okay, so here is our Wayne Thiebaud drawing. Hopefully you guys have finished the practice portion for the Wayne Thiebaud drawing. So you should have finished your value scale. Here's the table, but we tipped the value scale like this, right? So instead of doing a regular value scale, we just turned it into a table. No big deal, right? And we used ellipse like this for the cone portion, right? Let's see. Okay, so today I'm gonna put this drawing together. We're gonna do like a step-by-step line drawing. Okay, so if you're one of my students who has the fancy drawing pencil, excuse me, use one that has an H on it. Okay, so the way that these pencils are designed is they range everywhere from 6B to 6H, I believe. So make sure if you have, and I think I gave everybody one that has an H. If you don't have an H, just a sec. Sorry about that. Miss Stamos came to my door. Okay, so what I was saying earlier is we're going to put all of those elements that we practiced in our little practice sheet right here, and we're going to do the line drawing. Okay, so try to use a harder pencil. It has an H after it. If you don't have an H, just use an HB pencil works good. But if you're using something like a 4B or a 6B, it might be too dark because the B's are soft pencils and the H's are hard pencils. And we're doing a very light drawing because we're going to be doing some overlapping and erasing. And if you use a very dark pencil, your erasing is going to show. Your dark lines are going to show. Okay, so I want you to use the hardest pencil you can find, which is an H. If you don't have one of those, just draw lightly today, okay? Because we're just doing the bones of the drawing. It's a sketch, and there will be some overlapping and some erasing. And if you don't do it properly, your lines will show. Yeah? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to tilt the camera down and find a comfortable way that I can kind of get this going. I still haven't quite found a way that I can draw because I can't draw upside down because like I always told you, make sure that you're comfortable when you draw, right? And if I'm drawing upside down, I'm not comfortable. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do this. Let's see if I can do it properly. Okay, tilting the camera down. Turn it over here. Maybe I'll put it like this. And then I'll push it forward. That's not too bad. To the side like that. Okay. All right, so I am using, let's see, what number pencil am I going to use? I'm going to use a B. A B pencil is kind of the equivalent of a regular pencil. Like if you have a yellow pencil at home, a Ticonderoga pencil, it's about the same, okay? So this is what you do. Please put your paper so it's formatted like a pillow, like this. So in my class, this is a tall building and this is a pillow. Format your paper like it's a pillow. Got it? Okay. All right. Remember how we did those ellipses in the practice piece? We practiced doing our ellipses, right? Yes. Okay, so the best way I think to do an ellipse is to do it quite quickly. So I get my hand going kind of like this. Still trying to figure out the best way to, so you can see. Okay, so I get my hand going like this, like a race car, and then I just leave it, like set it down, like that, okay? So there's 1, 2, 3, okay? And they don't have to be perfect or the same size, right? Just do your best to make it look appropriate or proper, okay? Because remember, this is where we're going, and this is where we're starting, okay? So next, this is the line I want you to draw super light because it's going to be an overlap, and we're going to be erasing it. So pull your lines down. Make sure that you're starting from the edge to edge. Don't go like from here to here because it's going to look like a muffin, and we don't want a muffin. We want an ice cream cone, right? Okay. Pull your line down. Make it super light, okay? Pull your line down. super light, like that. Okay, that's your next step. All right, next what we're going to do is we're going to put the table in, or this is like a little plank of wood that this is a little plank of wood that the ice cream is sitting on, right? So what you do is you draw a line behind the ice cream, hop over top. This is the overlap. Hop over top, draw a line, hop over top, draw a line, hop over top, like that, okay? And then what I want you to do is about, I want to say 4 fingers down. So when I measure with fingers, like this is 2 fingers, this is 1 finger, this is 4 fingers. It's just easier than measuring, right? So I'm going to go like 4 fingers, like here, and put a line. And then I'm going to go 4 fingers over here, and I'm going to put a line. And I'm just going to carefully, lightly draw a line to see if I can connect the two. Okay? Like that. Okay? Got it? Okay. Now we need to do this little ledge right here, because if it turns in space, if it is a piece of wood, it's got thickness, right? So then you need to do like 1 finger space and 1 finger space and draw a straight line. Or, you know, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And don't bother about getting a ruler out. I mean, if you really, really want to use a ruler, that's fine, but I don't think I would. Okay? All right, so now you have these pieces of ice cream that look almost right. But now we have to put in this curve. So this curve makes it look like the ice cream goes through the wood, right? So what I do is I want this curve and this curve to match up. So I want these curves to be right about in the middle of this rectangle, okay? So I've kind of find the middle of it, and I measure this angle, and then I just put another one down, like that. And then I hop over to this one, and I do it the same way, just like that. No big deal, right? Okay, and this is why I had you guys draw kind of lightly. I think I'm going to extend this one down just a little bit, because I feel like it's not long enough. Okay, there. Now you're going to do some erasing, okay? Because this looks like it's made of glass, right? And wood is not see-through, okay? So the lines that you have to erase are the ones that kind of don't make sense. These are the overlaps that get taken away with your pink pearl eraser. You should all have a pink pearl eraser that I gave to you in a little bag at the beginning of the school year. So grab that pink pearl out and erase away these lines. And then when you have that done, you have the beginning of your drawing, pretty much. And then you can just sharpen up any lines that got erased that you didn't want to erase. That's no big deal, right? Just like that. Okay, there's another set of erasing that you have to do. Since we're going to put the ice cream on today, and I'm going to show you guys how to draw the ice cream, you need to erase these back lines because they wouldn't show. They're overlaps, right? So take your pink pearl and erase away these back lines, like that. Okay, so take a look at all these little sketches I did. I tried to figure out the best way to show you how to make the ice cream. Like I did it like, I don't know, 8 or 10 times trying to figure out the best way to teach how to draw the ice cream. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to tilt this up a little bit. There you go. Is I'm going to draw each one individually, okay? And here's the trick about drawing this ice cream. It's stacked up, right? So I needed guidelines like this to remind me that it's stacked up, okay? So go ahead and put really light guidelines that are like an upside down cone. So you know where your ice cream is gonna go, okay? Because we're building this up, but it gradually builds up into like a cone, like a conical shape, okay? And these are all gonna be erased later, all right? All right, so step 1, let me see if I can get my hand through here. All right, first thing you do is when you do this ice cream like this, there's a little start piece. Can you see that? Yes, see where it's circled right here? That's step 1, and this is step 2. So what I do is I take my finger and I put a little dot on that curve, right? Okay, and then I pull an S line up like that, okay? And next, the second S line goes to the edge. So see where the circle is right here? You're gonna go to the edge of the cone and pull another S line up. But remember, you're trying to keep it inside this parameter. Make sense? Okay. Then you're stacking this, right? So I'm going to come up a little bit from this line. So I pull my S line up, and I'm using this guideline to make sure that I'm going in the shape of a cone, like an upside down cone, right? And then I just kind of keep repeating it. I pull it up, I pull up my S line, I pull up my S line, and I pull up my S line. And the last one, I kind of do a little hook around like that, and I bring it back down, okay? Good. Now you have these lines that are open. I'm going to sharpen this line up a little bit. Good. Now you have these lines that are all open. All you do is connect them with a curve. Curve, 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 yada, yada. You get it, right? Not a big deal. And curve. Okay. And then you can just go in and like erase if it looks kind of funky or wonky. I'm drawing sideways, so it's not as easy. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing over here. We're going to do it 3 times, right? 1, 2, 3. Got it? Okay, so my first line, my first S line starts about a finger width in, and I've got my guidelines that are going up in a cone, so I know the shape of it, right? So I pull my S line up like that. Good. And my next line starts on the edge of the cone, and I pull my S line up, and I'm reminding myself that I want it to be like an upside down triangle, right? So I use these light guidelines. Don't draw them dark, okay? Then I step my S line in a little bit, like that, and I step it in like that, and I step it in like that, and I step it in, and the last one, I do that little question mark, that curve, and I pull it back down, and I connect it. See it? I'm going to strengthen up this line so you can see it. Oh, one of the words that I forgot for the day is contour edge. We're learning about contour edges or contour lines. That's a big one. How could I forget the most important one? So we're talking about value scale. We're not doing the value scale today, but we are making the contour lines, okay? Contour lines are the lines in a drawing, and they are super important because they tell you the direction to shade. Contour lines tell you the direction that you're going to shade. When something grows or flows, you shade in that direction, right? Okay. Okay, let's do it one more time. So I do a finger dot in, pull up my S line. Ooh, that one's kind of, that's all right though. Pull out, I think I don't want that one. And that's why, you know, I'm drawing a little darker than you should. You shouldn't draw dark in the beginning because if you make a boo-boo, you know, I think I want it to be more down like this. Good. Pull my S line in. And this one starts from the edge. Pull my S line in like that. And then I stair step it in like that. And then I stair step it in. And I step it in. This one might be a little shorter. That's okay. Sometimes when you get ice cream, you know, your sister gets the bigger one and you get the smaller one. You're like, hey, that's the way the world works. Sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. All right, so here's this one that I erased. I'm going to really erase that one. And then you just go back and do a curve and connect these lines. And make sure when you connect them, it kind of makes sense. You can just like pull this line up, okay? And I'm going to straighten this line out. I'm going to strengthen it up. My contour line. These are all contour lines. Contour lines are super important to understand. They show you the direction that you're going to shade. We're not shading this today. We're just drawing this today. Okie doke. And I'm going to strengthen these lines up so you can really see it. Shoop. And you guys are going to be here Thursday and Friday of this week. So I want you to bring this drawing with you, okay? And if you don't bring it with you, then I'm going to make you start all over. So try to remember to bring it with you, right? Because this is a grade, so, you know, we're back in school. I'm super excited. Bring your mask. I just went and bought a bunch of new masks from Sassy Olive. I don't know if you've ever been to Sassy Olive, and like it, but they have cute stuff. Okay, so now we have the basic bones of this drawing, and what I want to do is maybe add some extra details. No big deal. So I added a straw and a cherry and a spoon. All right, let's start with the cherry. I'll put the cherry in the middle. And I kind of like having these on the end because it kind of balances out the drawing. Oh, there's another art word, balance. What do you know? Okay. So to put a cherry on, just draw a curve like that, like a sideways C. And then just draw another curve like that. So it kind of looks like a baby butt, right? And then just draw the stem. And I usually put a little, it's like a double line, and then I just put like a little at the end, right? Okay. I'm gonna draw the straws next. Super easy. Just draw a skinny line up, a skinny parallel line up. Parallel lines, they never intersect, right? And then draw an ellipse, just like we did ellipses here. Draw an ellipse at the end. Draw a line up for the second straw, a line up for the second straw, and an ellipse, okay? And then wrap a pattern around it. Oh, we totally forgot to wrap patterns around this. Let's do that next. And remember what I said about putting a pattern on a round object. You won't draw it straight up and down because it's going to totally flatten it out. Look at the difference between this ice cream cone and this ice cream cone, okay? We're going to do a series of bent X's. Make sure that you're not doing straight lines because that's totally going to ruin, or like not ruin, but it's totally going to go against the idea of this looking 3D. Does that make sense? Okay. So put your stripes on your straw, bend the line, just like that. No straight lines. Pull it down. There you go. And since I started on the extras or the details, I guess I'll finish with the spoon over here and then I'll get to these, okay? So for a spoon is a pretty simple shape. It's just a parallel line that kind of bows up at the end. So draw a line up, draw a line up, and then it kind of pulls out at the end like that, okay? And I usually put like a little curve like that. It looks kind of weird. I don't know if that looks like a spoon, but I think people will get it. When we shade it, we'll make it look metal, okay? So it will look like a spoon. Okay, let's do the stripes. I'll start with the center one. So all you do is you pull a curve around, and then you stair step it down kind of evenly if you can. Don't measure it. Just do eyeball math, just visual math, right? Just looking at it. And then hop over top because that's the overlap, another word of the day. Take your contour lines and wrap it like that, okay? Now I have one side, but now I have to do the other. So pull your line across, take your contour line and bend the shape around. You don't want to do it like this because it's totally going to flatten it out, okay? All right, I think you guys can probably get this. It's not a big deal. I'm going to go like that. I might put another one in here. And I might put another one in here. And I might put another one going this way. Okay. And I'm drawing probably darker than you guys should because if you don't like it, you're going to erase it, right? Okay. I think for this one, I'm going to do these a little bit different because in this drawing, I kind of changed it up, right? I had little cups that were holding these. And so maybe on this one, I'll draw a little cup and I'll show you how to do it. So you copy this contour line. So here's this contour line. And the cup would be about the same. So I'm copying that contour line so this not like they match, right? Okay. And then maybe I'll have the cone, you know, sticking up a little bit. So I'll pull these lines around like this. And then I'll pull these lines back like this. No big deal. So that's like the waffle cone. And I'll pull the lines down here. And here too, no big deal. And then maybe I'll decorate this, like this one I kind of decorated a little bit. Maybe I'll do the same here. So maybe I'll put like double line, like that. Because, you know, in your drawings, like extra details make your drawing super more interesting. And it takes a little bit more time. But when you have extra details in your drawing, it's more interesting to look at. And pattern is a great way to pull in extra details. Okay, so I did like a little scallop there, and then maybe I'll do a stripe for that. And since the stripes go around the cone, the lines that are closest to the edge are going to be closer together. Okay, that's how you visually get that idea. And then they gradually get farther apart, right? And that's how you visually make it look like it's round. Okay, so we've got one left, and maybe I'll just do, maybe I'll do a cone that's a little bit farther down. So what I do is I'll just pull a contour line, try to match these lines. That's not perfect, but it's no big deal. And maybe I'll have this one kind of stick out like that at the end. Okay, I still want my cone to show because I want it to feel like it's a pattern that's wrapped around the object. And I don't want to draw it straight like that because that's going to ruin the effect, right? And then I do the same thing only this way. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's an ice cream cone. I'm pretty sure it's not like a mathematical genius problem. It's no big deal. Okay. All right. And then maybe, what do? Maybe I'll just keep this one simple. I'll just do like a second stripe like that. Okay. All right. So if you get this far, you're ready for class. I want you to bring this drawing in. This is our Wayne Thiebaud drawing. Okay. We're looking at pop art. Here's an image that I pulled. This is actually a Wayne Thiebaud drawing, okay? And a lot of times pop art, I'm going to tilt this up so I can talk to you. Hi, there you are. A lot of times pop art would be bright and bold and colorful because it was the beginning of advertising on television, and it was a big deal. But in the beginning, television was black and white, right? When I was really, really, really little, we had a black and white TV with 3 channels. Hello. But that's the first time that we saw advertising, and pop art is all about popular culture. That's what it stands for, okay? Okay. All right, so again, our words of the day, our artsy words of the day are pop art, Wayne Thiebaud. It's spelled weird, but just remember T-bow, like a bow tie, okay? Wayne Thiebaud. Contour lines are the lines inside a drawing, and they tell you the direction to shade. Big deal. Yeah? Okay. Value scale is what we're going to add when we do our shading. Okay? Our value scale. Like, here's our value scale, right? We've practiced that. And inside the value scale, you have a highlight, a mid-tone, and a core shadow. We're going to be practicing that too. Okay? Today we did some overlapping. It's a big deal. And we drew some ellipses. Okay? All right, and we also wrapped our pattern around our object, which is a really big deal if you're trying to make something look realistic. Okay, all right, my friends, so please bring this with you to class when I see you either Thursday or Friday. Also, please bring all the stuff that I gave you that I sent home in little lunch bags. If you lost it, it's not a big deal, but try to find at least the pencils. That's a big deal. Bring the pencils I gave you if I gave you pencils, okay? All right, I'm super excited to see you guys in person. We're going to do some art, and it's going to be fun. And not only, since I get to see you in person, we can do some painting, excuse me, and we can do some sculpture, because it's harder to do painting and sculpture when I don't see you in person, right? Because I have all the stuff here, and I'm pretty sure that your parents don't want me to send home clay and paint. Probably. Okay, my friends, I will see you so soon. Keep on drawing, and stay safe. Bye.